Do you know that the most successful people are the ones that actually set goals and reach goals? There's a lot of people that talk about setting goals, and those are the people that set New Year's resolutions. Now, if you've ever set New Year's resolutions, have you ever had a start and stop program? You see, resolutions are the hope to, and goals are the how to. And whether it's your personal life or your work life, or it's your company or your organization, you have to set goals. I've often heard that people lose their enthusiasm when they lose sight of their goals. And goals are like magic. It's like a crystal ball. If you want to know what's going to happen in the future, you got to set your goals today. And I've often heard this: if you want to control the future, set your goals today. Because the further you start back in your life, or in your career, or in your profession, or in the organization, the more control you'll have over the future. And you have to understand that goals will bring you to your destinations. The resolutions won't. Do you know that 70+% of the people that set New Year's resolutions by February, they've washed away. They floated away like butterflies. And in an organization like yours, and for you, not only do you want to set them, but you got to have a plan to reach them. There's some tips to setting goals, and I'd like to share them with you. And if you listen to me and have an open mind, I guarantee you these tips will help you reach your goals. Number one is you got to have a purpose. And the purpose of your goal has to be bigger than the goal itself. In other words, what are you going to do with the money? What are you going to do with the stuff that you buy? Because it's the purpose that will drive you to your goal. It's the passion. I heard a speaker once say that the definition of a goal, it is a progressive realization of a worthy objective. The progressive realization of a worthy objective. So you got to have a worthy objective, and it's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. I've often heard people say this: well, I wish my ship would come in. I come back and say, you know what? You have to send your ship out. And then you have to keep your eye on the ship. You know, goal setting, you really can't see everything, can you? You know, it's like a ship going on a cruise. Do you know that the captain sees land less than 5% of the trip? So he's got to have a moral compass. That's the purpose. Another key tip is you got to have focus. Please write down the word focus, and don't forget this. Focus comes down to this: faithfully on course until successful. Faithfully on course until successful. Or if you're in sales, it could be faithfully on course until sold. You have to have some sort of a plan. You know, there's that old saying, if you don't plan, then you're going to fail to plan. Then you know what happens from there. Then you plan to fail. Now, all I know is you got to have a written plan. And with goals, you got to keep your goals in front of you. Plus, you got to put a timeline on your goal. If you don't put a timeline on your goal, what ends up happening is you'll live in the life called someday. Someday I'll do this. Someday I'll do that. The last time I checked, someday's not a day in the week, is it? I checked it out. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Someday is married to procrastination, joined at the hip of failure. So you got to have a deadline. Now, if you don't meet the deadline, don't scrap the plan. Just adapt and adjust it, and then go back into the attack mode. You need to have passion, because it's the passion. It's that you waking up every day, keeping that goal in front of you, not giving up, letting up, or shutting up. Listen to me. You can't give up, you can't let up, and you can't shut up. That's the passion. Nobody's going to stop you. And don't share your goals with those that are seeking to be an average in their life. Because the people that are hitting average, I can tell you this, organizations and people, they're hitting it with amazing accuracy. That's not you. So remember, keep your goals in sight. Have purpose. Have faith. Give everything. Give everything you have. 100% or nothing. Let me tell you something. On the way to your goals, you're going to change. And that's the fun part. So keep your goals in sight. Repeat them daily. And watch what happens. I guarantee you, when you get there, you'll say, I can't believe it happened. And don't forget, make sure that your goals are realistic and achievable. Listen, it'd be like a 275 hitter in baseball, and he says, I'm going to hit 400 next year. You know, I'm all about the inspiration and the perspiration, but there's also got to be some realization. So don't forget that goals are everything.